Hi guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing great. Today we are joined by Mr. Ammar Ahmad, who is a barrister and solicitor in Alberta, and he also takes NCA classes. So all of you foreign trained lawyers who are looking for the right tutor, the right notes, the right guidance, in this video today we are going to be attempting to answer a lot of your queries, and hopefully you will find this interview very useful. So here we are joined by Mr. Ammar Ahmad. So if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yes, please. Thank you for having me. My name is Ammar Ahmad. I'm a barrister and solicitor in Alberta. These days, I am volunteering for Calgary Legal Guidance. I advise them on criminal law matters. So I am an active member, but I have a pro bono status with the Law Society of Alberta.
Mm-hmm. So a little bit about your background. Where did you study your law from?
So I am from Punjab, Pakistan, and I did my law, and then a long time back, and then I have a knack for teaching. Back home, I have been teaching, and once I started preparing for NCA exams, so we have a group of friends. So
Mm-hmm.
while we were studying together, then I developed interest into that, and then that is how I started now
So
providing.
how many years has it been since you've been taking the NCA classes here in Canada?
I think it has been now a long time. I was teaching just to my friends when I was doing NCA, but after that, I becoming a lawyer. Then I just developed it into a corporation. Now we have some other tutors as well, so we provide tutoring services for all the core subjects as well as 5 elective subjects as well.
So all of your classes are in person, or you have online services as well?
Members join us from different countries of the world as well as from different cities of Canada. So our classes are held only online. We hold sessions every Saturday, Sunday, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes closer to the exam, we also hold sessions during the week. Depending upon the students' requirements and needs, but most of the time it is on Saturdays and Sundays, and all the tutoring sessions are recorded so that if anyone is unable to attend the live session, they have access to our recordings till the time they pass the exam.
Okay, so that means that you provide like visual guidance as well as you provide all the notes, all the material that is needed to pass the exam.
Yes, we have some other a tutor working as well. So we partner with another a notes maker. His name is Mr. Manuel. He's
Mm-hmm.
a barrister and solicitor in Ontario. So he has prepared notes on all the core subjects. His notes are available under the tab of notes on my website. So if you would like, I can also show you my website, how to purchase the notes and what type of notes we have, and
Mm-hmm.
also how to purchase the recording, because some members, they are unable to attend the live sessions
Yeah.
because we live in different time zone.
Mm-hmm.
So then they just watch the recordings, which are quite interactive sessions, and students have found them to be quite helpful.
So can you tell us a bit about the website? What all services have you mentioned over there? And just give us a quick tour of the website, please.
Yes, yes, sure. So we have website. So if you type in the Google NCA online teacher, so this website will show up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to explain it has different tabs.
Mm-hmm.
So you will select whatever you are looking for. If you are looking for live session, so you will select live session, and then it gives you two options: group tutoring and personal tutoring. So some students, they like to attend one-on-one session. We also have the option for that, but
Mm-hmm.
majority of the students would select group tutoring. So we select group tutoring, and then it will open up all the subjects which we offer. So here is an overview of what to expect
Mm-hmm.
if anyone decides to join us. So You will get live interactive session, brief notes, IRAC material for the exam, discussion on sample questions, discussion on sample answers, detailed video recording. So all this is included in the group tutoring. Then these are the 10 subjects which we offer. So group tutoring, civil procedure, legal research and writing, group tutoring torts, group tutoring property law, force, and then again, group tutoring foundations of Canadian law, contracts, Canadian professional responsibility, Canadian constitutional law, and then lastly, criminal law and Canadian administrative law. So we provide 10 subjects. So the process is very easy. So if anyone needs any services, they would select add to cart, and then it gives you the option view cart. View cart means like whatever your order is. So for example, hypothetically speaking, we have purchased 2 orders: group tutoring civil procedure, group tutoring for Canadian criminal law. Now, if anyone decides for more than 2 or 3 subjects, then we also provide them a kind of coupon. They would apply here, and then it would reduce the price a little bit. Then we click proceed to checkout. And then here it will ask you to enter your first name, last name, email, and this is the kind of then agreement which anyone has with our services. And this is how you can purchase any recordings which is available on the website. So once you have purchased that, then you will exit from the website, and then you will come here again, and then you would click sign in. So this is the step which some students miss it. So once you have purchased, then you have to exit. Then you click sign in, and then you click access courses. And now it will show as enroll, because I am the admin. So I see my site enrolled for all the subjects. So it will see, you will see on your side enrolled. For example, these days we are having live classes for Canadian administrative law, or we can also see, for example, constitutional law. So we would select the subject, whichever we want to see. For example, let's select group tutoring Canadian constitutional law. We would select access now. Now it will give you the recordings of the live current sessions which we are having, and also the recordings of the previous session. So for example, this is lesson 1, April 2023 session, because this is the latest session which we have. Now for the July exam, we will be starting maybe after a week or so. So, and then again, we will post the recordings of the July session. Then it will say lesson 1, July 2023 session, lesson 2, July 2023 session. But this is the latest. So lesson 2, lesson 3, every recording is for 2 hours, lesson 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in 16 hours, we cover the complete subjects. Now, some students, they like to listen to more. Then we provide another cycle of recordings. Now, this is the January session, like January 2023 session. So constitutional law exam was held one time in April and one time in January. Now these are the again recordings of 20 hours.
Okay.
So 2 different cycles. Now again another cycle, third cycle, like 2022 sessions. So so it is so much helpful material. For every subject, we provide 2 different cycles minimum, and sometimes 3 different cycles. We can select any subject, and this again, the same process will be following. For example, we select Canadian administrative law. So we are having live classes now. Canadian administrative law, lesson 1, topic 1 and 2. We also refer to the NCA syllabus, so that if you have missed any live session, and then you know that was topic 3. So you will come here, lesson 2 and topic 3, June 2023 session. Lesson 3, topic 4, lesson 4, topic 5. So we refer to the NCA syllabus. So far we have 10 sessions, lessons, and 11 and 12, and there will be one more. So this is June 2023 session, and before that is the February 2023 session. So Once, anyone get access to that, then it becomes quite helpful. And this is the Ontario bar. If anyone wants to purchase recording of Ontario barrister, so this is the recording of the Ontario, and likewise Ontario solicitor course as well. So I think that was answer to your question, that how our website works.
Yeah. Okay. So, sir, talking about NCA, what do you feel is the first thing that an applicant needs to know about this process?
NCA stands for National Committee on Accreditation. This is a process which allows any foreign lawyer to do law practice in Canada. So there are different requirements. If you are from common law jurisdiction, then it is quite easy. But even if you are from civil law jurisdiction, so NCA has a different requirement for them. So you have to do in-person study here. So different, there are different requirements for foreign lawyers if they are coming from different jurisdictions.
So, sir, how does this NCA decide how many subjects the applicant needs to take? Like, what is the assessment procedure based on?
NCA assessment criteria is very transparent, very precisely mentioned on the website of NCA. Subjects are assigned on the basis of competency, grades, whatever we have got during our legal education. And also, if there is a gap, then that is also a point to be considered. But most of the time, it is the competency-based criteria that students get their subjects.
So there is no age limit. Like if I want to move to Canada at 50 years of age and is it okay if I take the NCAs, or is there like an age limit for this?
Yes, there is no age limit for that. Interestingly, we have a young student as young as 23 years old. And also we have a student who is 65 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And they are living in BC. So it is quite interesting that, when we have interactive sessions, so students learn from the experience of different foreign lawyers coming from different foreign jurisdictions. Right now, I would say we have students from 10 to 15 different countries.
Okay, so talking about the compulsory subjects that all of us have to take, uh, could you explain in very simple terms what the 5 core subjects like administration, PR, constitution, criminal, and foundation, which one do you think is the toughest for a candidate?
So you rightly said for the candidate. For the teacher, it does not make us a difference because we have been teaching them. But most of the time, most of the students find professional responsibility the easiest subject.
Yes.
And Canadian foundations of Canadian law, they find it more hard. But then I also have students who would consider foundations of Canadian law not that hard. So it varies from students to students. If any foreign lawyer is coming from a background where he has been doing practice of criminal law, maybe, then he would find criminal law quite interesting. So these are the factors. However, generally, professional responsibility subject is considered easiest, and most of the students, they would start either with professional responsibility subject or Canadian constitutional law.
Okay. So, sir, when we start with NCA, the first question that every person who has reached out to me asks is how much time it will take to finish this entire procedure. So,
Okay, yeah,
how do you think, how should we answer this question?
Yes, I also get the same question every day. That, sir, how much time it will take. So it depends from students to students. I know students who have completed that process within 4 to 5 months because now NCA is taking exam every month. When I was NCA student, NCA exam used to be held only 4 times a year. But now the process has, NCA office has facilitated the process. Now they are held 12 times a year. So any student who is a full-time student, fully committed to the studies, he or she can just complete the process maybe within 4 to 5 months, months. But if we are giving less time to this process, we are working, family engagements, professional engagements, then all these things are to be considered. So sometimes some students take 1 year, some take 2 years. So every student is different.
So, sir, as you said that many people find foundation law to be the most difficult exam, what would be a very good tip for such a person to, successfully go through this hurdle?
I think we should focus on the NCA syllabus.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the students, they rely mainly on the notes just because they find it easy. So they don't spend much time on reading the syllabus. And also NCA has given guideline or instructions. Everything is available on the website of NCA. NCA website even guides us how to answer a fact pattern question. So if we read all those instructions carefully, then I don't think so it is that hard a subject, which is generally considered. There are links to the articles mentioned. If we can download them, they are free of cost. There are links of cases mentioned for the foundations of Canadian law. We can download them. They are freely available. Even summaries of those cases are also available free of cost from the Canly. Canly is a good website. Also, there is another website, SCC Brief Cases. So if it is a Supreme Court of Canada case, then a brief summary of that case is also available. So I would highly suggest that we should utilize the free resources given to us. And then we get the link from the NCA syllabus.
So, sir, talking about the syllabus, there are always suggested readings, books by authors, and surprisingly, books are extremely expensive in Canada, something I had never thought. So,
Mhm.
sir, for someone who doesn't know where to start, how does one go about building the reading material?
Hmm. Okay, yes, interesting question. Many of the big cities of Canada, they have libraries for that.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, these books are available in the libraries. Also, all the courts, like I live in Calgary, and there is a good library for the lawyers. So all big cities, I assume that they have libraries for the lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very useful information that as an NCA candidate, you can also show the exam purchase receipt to the library, which is exclusively for the lawyers, not for the general public. But
Mm-hmm.
as an NCA candidate, also, you can get the book issued from the lawyer's library or the courthouse library, which means library only for the lawyers. So
Mm-hmm.
all books, all material, so many magazines, articles, blah, blah, extra resources are also available because that library is basically for the lawyers.
So, sir, okay, now we are done with the assessment. We know what subjects we have to study for. We go around collecting notes. Sir, what is the pattern? How to attempt the questions?
NCA syllabus guides us very precisely. For every subject, NCA syllabus has a different advice. So I can recall that for the exam of professional responsibility, so they have given the instructions in the NCA syllabus that for this subject, NCA may ask these type of questions. So all these instructions are available in the syllabus, especially the syllabus of Canadian criminal law. I think it is a very, very long syllabus. I think more than 20 pages. Likewise, administrative law syllabus is also very helpful. Professional responsibility subject likewise also. So when we read the syllabus carefully, it will give us an idea that how to prepare or what type of questions to expect for that particular subject.
So, sir, about the IRAC method, for anybody watching who doesn't know, if you could explain what the IRAC method actually is.
Yes, IRAC stands for issue, rule, analysis, and conclusion. So back home, most of the foreign lawyers, they are not used to writing the answer in this IRAC format. Most
Yes.
of the time, students are coming from that background where there are descriptive type of questions or essay type based question.
Mm-hmm.
But here NCA guides us that we should know the IRAC. So a fact pattern question or a problem question mean that there is a hypothetical character, hypothetical law, and a situation is created. And
Mm-hmm.
then you have to see what is the issue in this. And then you should know the rule. For example, every subject has different rule. If you're writing criminal law, then rule means you would be referring to the sections of the criminal code. If you're writing constitutional law, then rules mean you would be referring to the sections of the Constitution Act of 1867 and the Constitution Act of 1982. Rule may also include the cases mentioned in the syllabus. And after that is the third part of IRAC, which is analysis or application.
Mm-hmm.
In this part, whatever rule we have mentioned for that subject, we need to apply them on the facts of the question, and
Mm-hmm.
we should do the analysis.
Mm-hmm.
Plagiarism is strictly prohibited. So those students who just like to maybe copy from any material, so that is strongly discouraged. So you should do the analysis in your own words, apply the rules, and rules include sections and the cases on the facts of the question, and that is analysis which is required. And after that, you can just do the conclusion. So that is what IRAC stands for.
So, sir, so we are done with the NCA part of this journey. So, sir, after the NCA comes this huge task of finding an articling position and then articling for about 8-10 months. Sir, first question is, how does a foreign trained lawyer, especially who doesn't really have a lot of networking experience inside Canada, how should one go about trying to find an articling position, and how much, like, prior to actually wanting to start it, like how much time before should you start looking?
I think once you are about to complete the process, like for example, if any candidate has to write 5 or 6 subjects, these days 6 is the minimum, like 5 are the core subjects, and then legal research and writing exam or module is another one. So once you are close to that, I would say that we should start looking for any opportunity. I know it is a challenge for any foreign trained lawyer to find any articling position. The best advice, which is practicable advice, is to find a volunteer position anywhere where we can get. Because once we have an experience of working in any law related field, ideally if we can volunteer, if we can get an opportunity to volunteer with a Canadian lawyer, that is the best advice. Once you know the job, then it will not be a challenge, because why Canadian lawyers are hesitant to hire us, I myself is a foreign trained lawyer. Why they are hesitant? Because we may have got a lot of experience, but we are not familiar with the Canadian procedure,
Mm-hmm.
because we have not been to the courts, and law is all about procedure. So when we don't know the procedure, so they find they are a little bit hesitant. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have already got that experience while you are volunteering, so then they know, and then you can reflect those qualities in your resume that I volunteer at this, and this is what I did. Second advice is that uh, all foreign trained lawyers, they can go to the courts and just watch what is happening there.
Mm-hmm.
Any person, any ordinary person, there may be certain exceptions where public may not be allowed to go and watch the court proceedings, but most of the time it is an open court. So you can just appear and watch there. Just see what is your interest. For example, if someone is interested in family law practice or criminal law practice, ask any lawyer who is living in your city that what are the court numbers of the family court judges or the criminal, because courts have specific design, like this is a family law court, this is a criminal law court. So ask them and then just sit and watch that. So once you know that procedure and the knowledge, you will also get the knowledge, you will also know how to argue the case, you will also know the protocol, the mannerism and all that, how different lawyers appear, seniority, like there is so much to learn when we are sitting in the court. So I think these two are the most practicable suggestions, which would enhance the value of our resume if we write on the resume that this is what I have done or watched or observed, like that.
So, sir, in this whole articleship, let's talk about Alberta specifically. What can one prepare themselves to experience related to their professional responsibilities? Do they have the same work pressure as that of a lawyer? Can they go and present a case in the court? Do they have to do any extra assignments as a part of the articling position? How does that happen?
So articling process or the bar process is different in different provinces of Canada. Basically, I would say there are three different models. British Columbia has its own model. I don't know much details, but British Columbia has its own model where you have to attend in-person classes as well. You have to write barrister exam, you have to write solicitor exam, you also have to write certain assignments. Then is the Ontario province. Ontario province does not have assignments. You don't have to go in person. There is the barrister exam and there is only solicitor exam. And also in Ontario, you can get exemption from the articling.
Oh.
Then the third model is Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and now I think Nova Scotia has also joined that. So these four provinces have one similar model, which is these days it is called PREP, P-R-E-P. Previously it was called CPLET. So in these four provinces, the procedure is the same. There is no exemption from the articling, but there is no barrister exam, which means like 4 or 5 subjects more. There is no solicitor exam, which means like 4 subjects more, which is in Ontario or in BC. But here, as a substitute, they have their own modules, which you have to do while you are doing articling, or you can do it separately. For instance, you can only do first articling and then do the CPLET. Okay. Or you can start the CPLET process first, complete it, and then you can do articling. So depending upon students' pressure, how much pressure you can take, because if you are doing articling and at the same time you are doing CPLET or PREP, then you obviously have a lot of stress. Because articling, your principal lawyer has his own expectation from you as an articling student, and the CPLET, the exam conducting authority, they have their own schedule, so you have to follow both. So I know different students have different. Some would do it separately, and some would do it jointly. But this is the difference. Also, maybe we could have some other time a detailed session on how to find articling position, or how to write, just any general session on the bar exam process. I can also invite my other team member who lives in Ontario, and then she is doing articling with the government, and she is also familiar with the Ontario bar process.
That would be great, sir. So talking about the bar exam, do you also offer classes for the barrister solicitor subjects, or only NCA?
So we have started bar classes, Ontario bar, like we have barrister and solicitor who is teaching barrister courses. She
Mm-hmm.
is a practicing lawyer in Ontario, and we have also started the solicitor course. And then we provide recordings as well. And then we also hold live sessions so that students can ask any questions.
So, sir, one more question that I had regarding this whole setup was that, for example, if I'm a licensed lawyer in Alberta and for some reason I have to move to Ontario or BC, what happens then? Do I have to take the bar exam in the other province, or is there any professional development course, something that you do?
Okay, no, interesting question. It is very easy that once you have obtained license in any province of Canada, and if you want to move to Ontario or BC or any other province, then you don't have to write the exam of that province.
Mm-hmm.
For example, some students, they would move to Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba because there are no exams here. So they get the license here and then they can get their license transferred to Ontario or BC. If
Mm-hmm.
they do that, then they don't have to write any exam. This is just called a transfer of license. Then
Mm-hmm.
it is just a simple application process. There are different steps, but you don't have to write the bar exam of that. And there are some lawyers who are members of two different law societies, or some lawyers, they are member of three different law societies.
So, sir, talking about the bar exam, are there any tips that you would like to give to any of our viewers who are appearing for the bar exam soon?
But as I said, bar exams have different
Well,
process and different requirements, so different syllabus. So one general advice may not work for everyone, because if the viewers are listening in Alberta, so in Alberta there are no barrister exam and no solicitor exam. So it depends in which province you are living or what is your plan. So that is why my suggestion is that maybe sometimes we can also conduct a session only on the bar process or the articling process.
and so just my last question before we close this interview to all the internationally trained lawyers here, any words of encouragement, motivation that you would like to, including me, if you would like to tell us something?
I think law is a great profession. It is one of the most prestigious and highly respectable profession. So I think this is quite easy for us, that NCA has made the process quite transparent, and they have facilitated us. It is a blessing for us that NCA recognizes our back home education, and then we can just do the self-study, or if we need help we can do the help, and we can get the help, and then we can write the exam. After that there is no limit, whatever we want to do, whatever area of law we want to do. There is no, I would say, retirement age for the lawyers. Lawyers can keep on working till the age of 70, 80. If you don't like to appear in the court, you just have the option to just to do the solicitor work. So there are different options. If you want an employment kind of stuff, there are many opportunities for the as an in-house counsel. If you want a government position, so many government positions are available for the lawyers. If you want to do your own law practice, so you can just do it now. You can even provide advice. You may not have even your own permanent office. You can just rent the place whenever you need to see a client. So there are multiple options available once we get the license. And especially when you join a group, then you see lawyers from different countries of the world. So I have seen, as I said, members, in their late 50s or 60s. I think the latest one I saw that was published in the newspaper, that member, he was a foreign lawyer. He became lawyer at the age of 82.
Wow.
And the Canadian press, gave him so much recognition. I think it was also posted in that member, foreign trained lawyer. I think he's from Pakistan. So it was published and appreciated everywhere. So there is no age limit for that. I think I would encourage all foreign lawyers, if they have decided, just start the process. This is doable. Hundreds of people have already done it. So I wish everyone best of luck in their NCA process.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time. And guys, I'll be putting out all of sir's information in the description box below. So you can message him, contact him on Facebook, go check out the website. Everything will be linked in the description box below. In case you have any questions, feel free to comment and do like, share, subscribe. Spread the word, help all your lawyer friends out. And yes, thank you so much, sir, for taking out this time for us and helping us out.
Welcome, no problem, anytime. I'm always available to help the foreign lawyers. Any member, if there is a group of foreign trained lawyers who just want another orientation session, I'm always available. You just need to create a group. So, and I can just give a free orientation session. Also, whenever I start teaching any other new subject, me and all my teachers, we always give free session on all the subjects which we did. There is no obligation. You can just attend, and then we just guide free of cost to all foreign lawyers.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.